Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to solve mathematics paper 4 for February March, and today specifically we are going to solve the geometry part, that is question number 3. Question number 3 has part A, B and C. So here we have question number 3 part A. In this question you can see we have two angles given, like this angle is 126 and this one is 63 degrees, and we have to find angle A, B and C. Here we have to use alternate angles, opposite angles, or some of supplementary angles. Here we can use these kind of, you can say, theorems. So now how we are going to start? We are going to start with A. If you see, A and 126 are vertically opposite to each other, and we know that vertically opposite angles are always equal. So here we can say that this A and 126 are equal. So here you can write A equals to 126 degrees, and the reason of this is vertically opposite angles. Now let's see how we can find B. So you can see, if we find this part, you can say that this angle B will be corresponding angle to this one, like the one which is, you can say, the supplement angle of 126. So both this 126 and this angle, which is not mentioned over here, will sum up to 180 degree because they are drawn on a same line. So here if we are able to find this part, we can say this and B will be equal because these two are corresponding angles. So here if we do 180 minus 126, like here I am doing the working, 180 degree minus 126, so we will find 54. So we can say this angle will be 54. So B is also equals to 54, because these are, I am just writing the reason to let you understand, corresponding angles. Okay, now to find C, we can use this 63. We again know that this 63 is drawn on a straight line. So if we subtract 63 from 180 degree, we can find the other side of the angle. So here we can say that 180 degrees minus 63 degree will be equals to 117 degrees. So here we can say this part will be 117 degrees. Now if you observe, this angle C and this angle, which is 117, are alternate interior angles. So we know that alternate interior angles are always equal, so we can say that C is equals to 117 degrees, and here you can mention the reason, like alternate interior angles. So this is the solution of question number 3A. Now let's move on to question number 3B. So this is question number 3B, which is related to theorems of circles. Here we are going to use the theorems which are related to circle, which is mentioned in the book chapter number 4. Now they are saying that point R and S lie on a circle with diameter. So this is a very important thing that they have mentioned, that this line PQ is diameter. It means it is passing from the center, and you can see they have make a dot over here, which means this dot is showing the center O. Now here they have given us with this angle 58 degrees, and we have to find X. Now there is a theorem in chapter number 4 which states that the angle which is drawn inside a semicircle with the, with the diameter, semicircle means the circle, the triangle which is drawn inside the semicircle means with the diameter line. So that angle is always equals to 90 degree. It means this R will be equals to 90 degree. So here you can say, according to the theorem, angle R is equals to 90 degree, and the theorem is angle in a semicircle is right angle or 90 degree. 90 degree. Now if this R is 90 degree and this is 58 degree, and if we again look closely, so this X and this angle, both of them, because of the the property that is mentioned over here, that the lines R, Q and PS are parallel to each other. So whenever we have one line that is a transversal drawn between two parallel lines, so we can say that the alternate interior angles are always equal. So we can say that if this one is X, so we can say this RQP is also equals to X. So here this angle is known X, this angle, like this angle is an unknown, but the name is X, and this one R is 90 degree, this one is given as 58. So here we can apply the sum of the sum of the angles of a triangle, which is equals to 180 degree. So let's add up all the angles, and then we will be able to find X, like 90 degrees plus 58 degrees plus X equals to 180 degree. And then we just sum them up and send them on another side. We will get X equals to 180 degrees minus 148, and by solving it we will get X equals 32 degrees. So if this X is 32 degrees, so obviously this X is also gonna be 32 degrees. So here you can say this is 32 degrees. And also the lines are very narrow, so I am not writing over here. You have to write the steps over here, okay, because they want a geometrical reason for each stage. So here you are going to solve it step by step in the given lines, and then you are going to write that X equals to 32 degree. So this is question number 3, part B. Now let's move on to part C. So this is question number 3, part C. In this part again we have question related to quadrilateral inside a circle, which we call a cyclic quadrilateral. But there is a property of a cyclic quadrilateral that the sides of a quadrilateral should touch the circumference. Here you can see A is on the circumference, B is on the circumference, C is on the circumference, but the side O is touching the center of the circle. So we cannot directly use the property like there is a property that opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral add up to 180 degrees. So here don't get confused, because this part O is not touching the circumference, but it is starting from the center. So here we have to do just one step to make a cyclic quadrilateral. What we can do, we can just make another line from subtending from the same arc AC. So if we just extend this line A to the circumference, and then this line C to the circumference, so we are going to get a quadrilateral, and we can name it as D. So A, B, C, D is now a cyclic quadrilateral. Now we don't know what is angle D, so now we have to find out first the angle D, then we can say that D and Y will be add up to 180 degrees. So how we are going to find this D? There is another theorem related to circle which says that now this AOC and this ADC both are subtending from the same arc AC, but one is subtending till the circumference and another is subtended to the center. So here we have another theorem which says that angle subtended at the center is twice angle subtended at the circumference. So here let's suppose we are going to say this one as X. So we can say that here I am going to write 2X is equals to 142 degrees. I am using the theorem over here. Now just solve it to find X. So X will be X equals 140 divided by 2, and just by cancelling it, we can say that X equals to 71. Now this one is 71 and this one is Y. So we are now using another theorem which says that opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral add up to 180 degree. So here we can say that this is equals to now 71. So we can say that 71 degree plus Y degree equals to 180, and just by subtracting 71 from 180 we are going to get the answer of this Y, which will be equals to 109. So now this is 109 degrees. So here we have solved both A, B and C part of question number 3, paper 4. Now if you have any other queries related to geometry or any other algebra or vectors or any other topic, you can just comment down which question you want me to solve next and for which year paper you want me to solve. You can just comment down. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching.